Let's see how much we made on it. That's insane. I'm not going to run out of money anytime soon with a profit like that. Yo, what is up? Today we are back in Car Mechanic Simulator 2021 and we're starting this video off by doing what we usually do and looking around the junkyard for a car to fix. Is this what I think it is? There's no shot. Yeah, wait, hold on. Look at the front seat. Is this a McLaren F1? Oh my God, it is. It's a McLaren F1. Once again, this is a car mod car, so you have to download this from the community hub. This isn't actually included in the game if you're wondering, but it's got the same engine we had in the last episode with that Bugatti, but oh my, 791k. Oh my, yeah, we're buying it. That is so much money though. All right, let's go straight back to the garage and let's fix this bad boy up, because if it costs 790k in this state that it is right now, I can only imagine how much it's going to cost, how much it's going to bring us in. All right, let's take it straight to the car wash like we always do and wash the interior and exterior of the car. Color is it? Looks to be black. Oh no, it's yellow. Yellow, orange. That's a nice color. I don't mind that for the interior detail. Okay, let's take this straight to car lift 1. I did end up selling that Bugatti. That's how I can afford this. I think I sold that for like over $1 million. So that's how we're affording this. Let's just take all of the body panels off straight away. 39,000 to repair the frame. This is going to be the most expensive car I've rebuilt so far. All right, let's move this back to where it belongs. All right, so it's the same engine that we had on the Bugatti that we rebuilt last video. And if you have watched any of my Car Mechanic Simulator videos in the past, you know what I'm about to do. I am about to lift this up and take everything apart, because we like to 100% complete cars here. So every part has to be brand spanking new by the time we finish. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to rip this whole thing apart, take the engine out. We're going to rebuild the engine in our engine room. All right, that's one side done. There's not much to the suspension of this car. All right, so that is the gearbox and the rear suspension ripped off. Time to do the front. All right, that's one side done, one to go. All right, that's her whole suspension ripped out. Let's quickly lower the car and rip out the engine, and then we should have nothing left. Pull out engine. We'll keep that there for now, but as you can see, we are pretty much, once I take this fuse box off, now we are an empty shell of a car. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. We are going to start with the suspension. All right, we have got all these suspension components, so I'm going to start rebuilding that. We haven't done the engine yet. We usually do the engine first, but thought we'll switch it up a little bit and we'll leave the engine till last. All right, so that's one side done. Let me quickly chuck these last few things on this side, and then we should be done with the front suspension. Besides the wheels, obviously, everything else is accessible by the engine bay, so we will do that at a later date. Let's quickly grab these things while we're here. Put the battery in and the fuel tanks with the fuel pump. There we go. All right, let's rebuild the rear suspension up until we can't no more. So obviously we need the gearbox to finish it off, but for the gearbox to go on, we need the engine. So we will rebuild this to a point. There we go. Let's do it for the other side as well. All right, I believe it is time for our engine. We need a V12 MRN. Create new engine. We need a V12. This one. Create engine. All right, let's get cracking on this engine build. We got our alternator, power steering pump, and our oil filter. Get these pistons in. And like we always do, we will do the bottom end of the engine first. All right, chuck our flywheel on and our fuel filter, and then we'll put our engine heads on, put these spark plugs in. All right, put these cam gears on, put these timing shoes on, put our water pump on, and our thermostats with our water pump pulleys. And that should be the engine timing done. Now we can put our head covers on and the ignition coils for this side. And we'll do the same on this side. Head cover first, and then ignition coils. We'll put our clutch pressure plate on the back, and we'll put these exhaust manifolds on along with the other side. Put our clutch release bearing on and our intake manifold, followed by our fuel rail. And we can put these two throttles on, and we should be done with this engine. That looks done to me. Let's take this off the stand, put it in our backpack, run it all the way over to our car, which we have to lower down, and then we can put our brand new engine in and chuck this into the corner. There we go. Let's lift it back up again because we need to put the gearbox on. We're getting there, we're getting there. So gearbox can go on, and then we can finish up the rear suspension here by putting the drive axles in. So that side done, and this side done. Now we can lower the car down and finish up the front here with the radiators. Put our brake servo in and our windshield reservoir. While we're here, we may as well fill them up. Let's put our brake fluid in. And that's the brake fluid done. Let's do the windshield washer now. And that's the windshield washer done. Let's go to the rear of the car now and see what else we need. So we need an air filter, an ECU, a fuse box, and a coolant reservoir. I think that looks like all we need other than the wheels, obviously. All right, let's put our ECU in and our fuse box base, air filter, coolant reservoir. Obviously, this car predates ABS because there is no ABS module. We do need a starter, so we need to remember that. All right, let's put our fuses in and put the lid on our fuse box. All right, I'm pretty sure that's almost it. We just need to lift the car up, put the starter on, then fill the remaining liquids, and obviously get our wheels and tires. Chuck our starter on, and we can lower it back down. Let's quickly do the liquids. So we'll do the coolant up here, and then we'll do the engine oil, and that should be it. That's the coolant done. All right, where's the engine oil? Ah, yes, clipping through the air filter. And that's the engine oil done. All right, let's fit these wheels and tires together. All right, let's get these wheels and tires on. So we'll do the rears first, which need to be the 345s. There we go. All right, we'll put the front wheels on now. I think these wheels are honestly a little bit nicer than the last ones, to be honest. All right, so we need to do the interior, I reckon. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. We've taken the whole front end off. All right, cool. Got a couple of floating radiators. All right, let's go to interior mode first and disassemble and then assemble and get our interior stuff that we need. All right, and then interior mode, assemble, chuck our new seat in and our new steering wheel. There we go. And just quickly, this car is the LM version. So if we go to the community body shop and McLaren F1, we need all of the LM bits. I guess this is going to be the moment of truth. This was kind of low-key kind of hard to shop for. As long as it all fits up together, we should be fine. So far, it's looking good. Front door, window, mirror, rear door, rear fender, body window, trunk window, rear clamshell, spoiler. We didn't get a spoiler, I don't think. Oh, no, we did. All right, spoiler's on. Tail light, exhaust. Missing something in there. Also, there's a bit of a hole in the bumper. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that. Our engine cover can go on. Maybe I got the wrong rear clamshell. Take that off for now. We'll go back to fitting parts. Got that. Body window, door, window, mirror, roof scoop. It's looking good so far. We just need that rear clamshell. Aha, there we go. That is so much better. Yeah, that's good. That's good. All right, all we need now is some license plates. I think that's the car complete. Let's quickly look at the jigsaw puzzle. Oh, we don't need to. 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. Yep, we are missing absolutely nothing. So with that being said, let's take this car to the paint booth and paint the car. We're going to go to the factory orange. This car looks insane. It actually looks insane. Oh my God. And let's just take it straight to the dyno where I'm going to do a bit of tuning. There we go, 100%. Now we can start the dyno test. All right, so factory horsepower is 661. Let's see how much we made on the dyno. Hopefully it is close to 1500. Honestly, that's not bad. 1300, almost 1400 horsepower. We gained 717 total. Insane amount of torque as well. This thing is just a monster. Let's take this straight out to entrance 1. It is just a monster. Like we have been doing recently, let's jump straight in. Oh my God, the cockpit's insane. Let's take this to the drag strip. All right, so we are in the 1995 McLaren F1 and we are about to just send it on the drag strip. No opponent needed, but this car has almost 1400 horsepower, an insane cockpit view. We actually do have a speedo or a tachometer this time. So let's try and set, I didn't even know the previous cars times that we had, but they're in the videos. So go watch them and we'll see if this one is faster. Oh my, all right, we gotta redo that. Oh, it's only got a 5-speed gearbox. Okay, hold on. We got to redo that. I shifted too quickly. I'll redo it. It doesn't have like a red line on the tachometer, so it's kind of hard to know when to shift. Because on the dash, it says 8,000's red line, but it red lines at 7. And it's also only got a 5-speed gearbox. So it's not going to be great, but we'll give it another go. Oh, okay. You know what? I'm calling it that. This car is too deadly. It just spun like, yeah, right. So it's not the best for drag racing. I think, honestly, if I was to do it, I would need to do a lot more tuning with the gearbox instead. And I think, honestly, it needs slicks on the rear. But you made it all the way to the end of the video. I'm sure you've all been waiting for how much this car actually made us. Remember, we bought it for 700K, I believe. Almost 800K. Let's see how much we made on it. That's insane. I'm not going to run out of money anytime soon with a profit like that. Holy, oh my God, dude. I'm actually not going to run out of, I'm just not. I don't even know exactly how much money we made on that, but it's safe to say that we made $14 million on it. That's insane. Oh my God. I don't know if I can sell this, but it would be silly not to. Yeah, this thing is insane. Well, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I thank you so much for watching. Any support is appreciated. I'm still a relatively new channel, so hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Any support is appreciated. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.